All right, so I am looking at this new Star Wars game, Star Wars Unlimited. So I will do this. Star Wars Unlimited. Yes, it's a deck box I'm using. This is my front page of my video. Star Wars Unlimited. It is a new card game, came out. The pre-release was last week. I learned how to play. It was lots of fun, I thought. If you're into trading card games, it's similar to Magic, but I think it's easier. I've got a mess in here because I've got Star Wars. Those all fell on the ground. I got Magic that I've been trying to sort forever. And then, of course, more stuff all over the table. So anyway, so we're going to go over the basics, but I got one of those starter sets. You have a Vader versus Luke, Spark of the Rebellion, 2-player starter set. And you got tokens. In the box, you got tokens. If I can grab them. See, 2 tokens. They both have, one has the initiative token, the other one has an X. They both have an X. Because in a game, you have 2 leaders. One for you, one for your opponent. So there's all the tokens. You got 2 deck boxes. I already showed you one of them. This one has the Vader on the front. Yay! You have a thing of rules. And then you got 2 play mats that are papery, but still cool. One's Vader, one's Luke. Moving the camera a little bit. And then you have the deck. And I'm going to kind of go over the deck casually. This is my first video on Star Wars, so it's kind of exciting because this game was fun at the pre-release. I don't know what's going to be like at the regular, but for the pre-release, it was lots of fun. And just to cover it a little bit, you have a base. So, boom, base. You have 30 life. You start at 30 and you take it down to 0. Just like Magic, 2-player commander, you have 30 and you take it down to 0. But you're doing this in different ways. If you know how to play Magic, this game won't be too hard to pick up because a lot of the mechanics are very similar. You have Trample, which is ambush. You have Sentinel, which is basically all creatures able to block the creature has to, or any creature attacking has to attack this blocking creature. You have Sentinel, which means, I think I just said that. You have Restore, which is life gain, lifelink basically. You have come into play Ready, which means basically it has haste. I'm trying to think of all the mechanics and I can't think. Saboteur, which means it's kind of like gets around the blockers. You have shield tokens. I mean, it's just a lot of the mechanics are very similar to Magic, and so it makes it very similar. But this is your base. There's some that start at 25. They usually have a mechanic on them. I don't have any right in front of me at the moment, so it's hard to show you. And then you have a leader. And again, I'm going to go to Luke. Mr. Luke. I am your father. No. Basically, you're going to start off on the back side. And that's how it's played. You have the base up here. And then you have the leader. And then all the ground units are on one side. All the space units will fight on the other side. And if you have nothing blocking, then you have stuff getting through. But each leader will have a card name, and then to action, 1, tap, give a shield token to a unit. You played this phase. And basically, a shield counter is basically like totem armor. Whatever hits, the shield token goes away. If you control 6 or more resources, you can deploy this leader, flip him, ready him, and move him to the ground arena. So basically, you have an action. Whoever goes, let's say you start off and you have the initiative, which means that you go first. So you would take the initiative, or you have initiative. So you would draw your cards, put two. You draw 6. You put 2 down as a resource. Any cards can be a resource, and that's not one thing that I really like about it is you're not mana screwed because you can virtually use anything for a resource. except for the leader and the base, because that's on the table permanently. But basically, when you get down to the point for this card, if you have 6 or more resources, you can flip them, and then he joins your ground units. Probably air units if there is one, but I haven't seen one yet. Again, first set, so probably not yet. But you have the attack, the defense, your color, and how much it costs, how many resources you need to cast them, to flip them. And then for Luke, on attack, you may give another unit a shield token. So as he attacks, you will tap it, and then another unit will get a shield token. So basically, somebody could hit your unit, your shield token goes away, and you can essentially kill their unit. Then they play a unit the next turn, and when he attacks, he can turn around and give that same unit a shield token, constantly giving it protection. Kind of cool. I like that idea. Kind of keeping your guys protected. So when he dies, he gets flipped back over. You got to do it the right way. And then he gets an X on it. The X just means he cannot flip over again once he's flipped. So when you build your decks, he's got blue and this, and let's say that's your base. So as you can see, he's got 3 colors. You kind of have a yellow, a white, and a blue. So your primary colors are going to be those 3 colors. But you can do another color, like let's say I want to play Cassian. This is another leader, but let's say I want to play him. Then when he's played, well, we'll make it more realistic. I want to do... Let me find one that's not that way. That's blue in it, blue in it, blue in it, blah, 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 blah. We'll grab this one, because that one has a different color, I think. Okay, so I want to play this unit right here, right? This was in my pre-release. So I'm going to put over here. So this is going to cost 3 to play. But because none of the colors match these other colors right here, these are 2 different colors. So for each symbol that does not match, that's an extra 2. So this guy is a 2/4 for 3. But because he doesn't match, that will be 3 plus 2 plus 2 when you play him. So that'll be 7 sources for him to be played. Now, if he has these 3 colors, then he sticks with just a 3. Let's say he's yellow and blue, then he would cost just 3 because those other 2 would match. He's a ground unit, so he would, this stuff is there. He would come to this side, let's say. Air units over here, just for example, and he'll come into play tapped. Luke's in play, he attacks, he gets a shield token. That's how that works. Kind of cool. But we'll take a quick peek through this. Through this deck. What did I do with Luke? I have no idea. I think that was actually my... Yep. So you have Luke and... Administrator's Tower. And to look at what goes with this deck, you have... It's not badly built. You have a Vanguard Ace, which is a space unit. 2 for 1/1 matches. This guy matches. He's a 2/5 for 4. You have an event. Basically, that's an action. As long as you have the resources, you can keep doing it. Saboteur. When this unit attacks, ignore Sentinel and defeat the defender's shields. Frontier AT-RT. It's another ground unit. A space unit, another ship. Space unit, it's a fighter. Again, when you play that, it's going to cost 3 plus whatever, and I don't think that's the deck. I think the deck is actually over here. That's why I couldn't find anything. Yeah, I think that's the deck. Okay, so we'll try this. Okay, so I think this is the deal. This is the deck. You have the Wing Leader. Yeah, this all matches. Wing Leader, you have Yoda. Cloud City Wingguard, he has Sentinel. You can have up to 3. You have a spaceship that's a system patrol craft. It's 4 for a 3/4 and it's a Sentinel. More ground units. Another space unit. A Rebel Official. Other friendly Rebel units get +1/+1. Fleet Lieutenant, when played, you may attack with a unit If it's a rebel unit, it gets +2/+1 for this attack. You can only attack with a ready friendly unit. Again, if it's tapped, it's exhausted. If it is untapped and straight up and down, there's Leia Organa. Either ready a resource or exhaust a unit. That's kind of cool. Rogue Operative, C-3PO. When played on attack, choose a number, then look at the top card of your deck. If its cost is a chosen number, you may reveal and draw it. Otherwise, leave it on top of your deck. Alliance X-Wing. There's your tokens. There's a surgical droid. R2-D2. It's not a bad deck. It's not one that I would probably like the way it's built, but you know, that's what we got. I mean, this is the Rebel deck. You have some events. Do we have upgrades? Yeah, there's an upgrade. Luke's lightsaber is an upgrade attached to a non-vehicle unit. When played, if attached unit is Luke Skywalker, heal all damage from him and give a shield token to him. That's pretty nifty. And plus it gives him a +3/+1. So if you have Luke on the field and you play it, Luke is a 4/7. That would make him a 7/8, which would make him extremely powerful. Pretty cool. On the Darth Vader side, obviously you have Vader. These are a lot of rebels. Action, 1 and tap. If you played a card with black in it this phase, deal 1 damage to a unit and 1 damage to a base. If you control 7 or more resources, you can flip it. Boink. He is a 5/8. On attack, you may deal 2 damage to a unit, so you could have potentially taken somebody out. Your base is Command Center on the Death Star. Basic there. Your tokens, you have TIE Fighters, Stormtroopers, Admiral Ozzel. He's kind of cool. First Legion Snowtrooper, Admiral Mati. You may ready a unit that has black in it when he's defeated, so that can give you an extra attack. Snowtrooper Lieutenant, you may attack with a unit. If it's an Imperial unit, it gets +2/+0. Viper Probe Droid, Admiral Piet, Super Laser Technician, Cell Block Guard, General Veers. Other friendly Imperial units get +1/+1, so they get Imperial counters. Experience counters. Grand Moff Tarkin, when played, search the top 5 cards of your deck for up to 2 Imperial cards, reveal them and draw them, put the other cards on the bottom of the deck in a random order. Got 3 of those. Imperial Interceptor, TIE Advanced, AT-ST, it's a big ground attack, and again, overwhelm when attacking an enemy unit. Excess damage goes to the opponent's base, so it's basically trample. Gladiator Star Destroyer. You have Blizzard Assault AT-AT. That thing is huge. When you're playing that high, you almost are going to win the game. He has Overwhelm, which again is trample. And then when you played, you get to deal 6 damage divided as you choose among enemy units. That is very handy. Relentless, a super class ship. The first event played by each opponent, each round loses all abilities. That is pretty nasty. Then you have Vader's lightsaber. When played, if attached unit is Vader, you may deal 4 damage to a ground unit. Plus, it gives them +3/+1. Got 3 of them. You can recruit, event, and a bunch of other events. And then finally that one. So that is what you got in the deck. That's what you got. We will cover more. This is my first episode of Star Wars Unlimited, but I'm real excited. Got a lot of good stuff. That Relentless is pretty cool. I got some, I bought a bunch of stuff. I got Bail Organa, and I got Cassian Andor as a leader, and Bail Organa as a leader. No, he's a unit. But yeah, I'm just super excited. We got a lot of good stuff. So I'm going to be making some decks and a lot of videos coming up in the future. So stay tuned. We are going to be on top of spoilers and just all that fun stuff that comes with it. And hopefully I can start showing you some decks soon, because I'm really ready to get started on building. So you guys have a wonderful night, and I'm rebranding my Magic channel to basically, what would you guys like to see as a name? For the moment, I'm going to call it Jedi Gangs TCG. But what do you think would be good names for a Star Wars Unlimited card game channel name? I'm leaving it up to you guys to give me a decision and see what you guys think. You guys have a great night and a great day, whatever it is for you guys. And yeah, see you next time.